All right, what's up, guys? I'm still recovering from the flu, so excuse my coughing and stuff like that, my voice. All right, so let's talk about James Degale. I did see the fight this past weekend. Okay, I did watch that live. I was shocked that he lost to Caleb Truax. I seen Truax fight a couple of times. Both times he lost, though. I seen him fight on a PBC against Daniel Jacobs not too long ago. And I seen him fight against Anthony Terrell too. All right. So I didn't think much of it. I think, I'm going into this fight. I'm like, James Degale has been taking a lot of beatings lately, even with the draws or the wins that he's collected. He's been taking a lot of punishment in each fight. And excuse me, he's taken a long break before taking this fight. So I thought the break was good. I know he lost his teeth in the last fight. And I was like, all right, he's going to come back. This is a good, tune-up fight. And I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, he's losing just like the same exact way he was losing the other fights. Because I thought Badu Jack destroyed him, you know? And even Porky Medina was giving him good work. And I was surprised at the outcome. Okay, I was really surprised. But at the same time, it looked very familiar. And at this point, it's safe to say that James Degale is far past his prime. His prime was pretty short-lived because if you really think about it, since the George Groves loss, there was a period when he wasn't fighting world-level fighters. And I remember when he fought Brandon Gonzalez, he looked good there. I remember when he fought Marco Antonio Paraban, he looked good there. And then he fought Andre Durrell. A fight that I was very excited for. I like Durrell, Andre. So, I actually thought Durrell was going to win that fight. And Degale looked very impressive in that fight. Early. But if you remember, Durrell started firing back in the second half of the fight. I think he had got dropped a couple of times by Degale, but Durrell fought hard late in that fight, and Degale was starting to look sloppy. He looked like he had some major conditioning issues, and Durrell was pushing back. I still thought Degale won the fight, but he was dominant early, and then I thought he edged the fight. And even with the knockdowns, I still thought the fight was pretty close. A fight that, Degale had a huge lead in points against Durrell. So, when you look at the other fights, you had the more Porky Medina fight. And this is the fight that I was like, man, Medina, I saw that fight and I thought Medina was on drugs or something because he was bringing the pressure on Degale heavy. And Degale at times looked like he was getting pounded in there. I thought the fight was going to be stopped a couple times. But, Degale, I think he won that fight. Was it a win? I think he still won. Then he fought Lucien Bute. And I might have the order wrong, but I'm thinking of all the guys that he faced. And Lucien Bute, at this point, I'm thinking Bute is done. Now, I know he got caught cheating against Badu Jack after the fight. I don't know if this happened with Degale too, or I might be getting him confused. But Bute gave him a good fight. Bute gave him a very good fight. And then came Badu Jack, and we know the outcome of that fight. I think Badu destroyed him, but with all that being said, all these fighters were extra. These recent fighters, these tough, close fights he's had lately, between Durrell all the way up until now, these guys have been extra aggressive with James Degale. And I noticed that when James Degale is fighting in the center of the ring, he's at his best. But once he starts going to the ropes, he's not that good. And these guys have been using the same tactics every single fight. And Caleb Truax went in there being the aggressor, coming forward heavy. And James Degale didn't have it. He didn't have nothing for him to keep him away. You know? Truax was showing him no respect in there. And I thought Degale was going to be stopped. Again, this is like the third fight in recent years that I thought Degale was going to get stopped. This guy is against the rope. Listen, he takes the punishment well. But, yo, this guy is not dishing anything back. You know, he's bleeding. He's fucked up. I'm like, yo, this guy is getting murdered by Calvin Truex right now. I don't know what happened to him. But like I said, James Degale is at his best when the fight is at the center of the ring. When he's doing more moving, it's usually probably because he's tired and he's trying to deal with the pressure. And I saw it in this fight again, and I'm like, once he puts himself on the ropes, that's it. That's it. You know? I don't know. You know? I think he's done, man. I think he's done. You know, and if he fight Eubank right now, especially Eubank, you know, a couple of years ago, I would have never thought that Eubank would even compete with James Degale. Right now, Eubank would destroy him, you know. He would be extremely aggressive, you know. George Groves even, I think George Groves would probably beat him, you know. James Degale was just not that good at this point. I don't know what happened to him, but obviously, honestly, you know, he hasn't looked that impressive. He's been winning fights, but now you have to, you know, now I had to look back and think about all those other fights that he's fought. And I'm like, you know what, to be honest with you, between Darrell and all of those other guys that I just named, there was some point where he was losing the fight, you know, and his time was coming. I thought the break would give him, you know, a rest and he would come back fresher, and it didn't happen. He's officially past his prime. I'm not saying that he can't win a title again. I don't know what he needs to do. Maybe change trainers, maybe something like that. I don't know. But James Degale has to get back to where he's fighting in the center of the ring, outboxing his opponents. All this extra movement and putting himself on a, you know, we know he has some good inside game. You can fight both righty and lefty. You know, he's very versatile, but he needs to get back to where he's outboxing dudes in the center of the ring. And he really needs to work on his conditioning. I don't know what he's doing when he's not in preparation for a fight. You know, I know his nickname is Chunky. I know he probably blow up outside. He needs to take better care of himself because I don't know, you know, at this point, you know, if he's expecting to come back, it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough. Maybe he has to move up to 175. I have no idea. I have no idea, you know, what's up with him. But he is definitely, from what I'm seeing, he's definitely far past his prime, okay? And it really didn't take long. All right, so anyway, that's all I have to say on that. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.